What up, YouTube? Trucking with Kev. Let's fix that. There we go. All right. As you can see from the title of this video, this one is not about trucking. This video is going to be about Babylon and what I feel like that means to me. So, to me, my understanding of Babylon is a system that is oppressive, a system that rapes, a system that manipulates, a system that capitalizes, a system that forces the people at the bottom to be enslaved in a variety of ways. Whether it's miseducation, whether it's financial instability, whether it's the separation of a family structure, whether it's having a 9-to-5 job. There's so many ways in which the system oppresses people, poor people at that. Babylon, the government, you understand? So, my understanding now is how you can use the system against the system. Like Rastafari say, be of the world and not be in the world, if that makes sense, right? As you may know, what I feel like I'm growing into is just Rastafari, and just my teachings and my view as a young black man in this country who has dreadlocks, semi-free forms. I know I messed up on one of my videos. I put 2 years instead of 3. I had my locks for 3.5 years now. And I'm currently in Hendersonville, North Carolina, taking this load to Dallas, Texas. But not to digress, this video is definitely going to be about Babylon and just how I view it, you know? So, the system or the government, it is designed to keep us distracted. It's designed to keep us enslaved mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, in a variety of ways. And if you don't have a spiritual strength, if you don't have inner strength, not just physical strength, but if your mind not sharp, you know, then it's like it's going to be very difficult for you to overcome, for you to understand a lot of things. First of all, if you're black, period, it's like you should know, no matter where you are in America, that like racism, it exists even now, you know? It exists even more so on a level, to me, which is worse than it was back in the day. Because when you look at racism back in the day, it's like, yes, they had us physically in chains, and they was, you know, beating us, they was whipping us, we weren't educated, you know, they was raping our women. But nowadays, it's like, even though they let us go, we still not free mentally, psychologically, you know? So it's like they removed the chains from our, you know, from like our hands and our feet, you know? They moved the shackles, but the shackles is still wrapped around our brains. It's still wrapped around, you know, in our wallets, because not many people have the financial stability, or not many people have the financial stability to either quit their jobs and provide for their families still without having a job. Not many people are entrepreneurs. Not many folks have their own business. Not many folks are knowledgeable in regards to stocks and bonds. So not many people are educated in just certain things. So here's something that I noticed. I noticed that like the millennial generation is good in a couple of ways, because we like the rebellious ones to say, all right, good, listen, man, you know, I not really deal with, you know, them type of things that where it's like you want to be enslaved to work for some company for about 40 years and say, you know, I'm a, you know, just, you know, retire with like a pension and all that, you know, it's bigger than that. Babylon is just, it's designed in so many ways right now to just keep you just down. So you have to, you know, develop a strength inside of you and just say, you know, you have to just keep it. You have to develop the inner you. You have to become the master of just yourself, you know. And Rastafari has always been preaching those things, you know, burn down Babylon. We don't want nothing from no system. We don't even want your food. We don't want your clothes. We don't want your knife, your forks, your spoons, all your bowls. If you're a real Rastafari, it's like you have to take that shit very seriously, because it is a way of life. And I'm coming into it with not a unique understanding, but you know, I still not really too firm and too strong in the faith yet, but I'm still learning. I'm still taking my steps, trotting towards Rastafari, because everything that they preach, you can see it happening now, you know. If you look at Babylon now, it's like you will see how like the government has so much just control over people, mind them, and they're working on even nowadays children, in a sense where they're trying to normalize homosexuality and things. Listen, I really, whatever you are, you know. But I don't think that you should force it down people's throats. You shouldn't force it onto children. Them thing that when you read the Bible, those things is Sodom and Gomorrah. Those things is wickedness, you know. I personally, I don't approve of it, but at the same time, it's like, go back to what Rastafari said, be of the world, but not be in the world so much, you know. Babylon is really wicked, man, for real, because Babylon, the government is doing so much to just poison black people, poison poor people, you know, my Afro Latinos, you know. If you identify with the struggle and you act like the quote unquote bottom, it's like you're gonna feel it, man. Like you're gonna be, you know, feeling the oppression in a sense, because this thing is real. This thing is serious shit, and there's so many ways, you know. Babylon really make GMO food to poison you. Like they really shoot down enough people, black people, in the street and record it to like psychologically like show us, like in a sense where it's like that's like some old slave shit. Because back in the day, if a slave, you know, was whipped, he or she was usually whipped in front of everybody to show you like, listen, if any one of y'all skunt come out of place, this is what gonna happen. And it's like they doing that even nowadays, just in a different way. The media is like the iPhones and the smartphones and the cameras. It's a good thing because it does capture it, but like at the same time, it's like, yo, like they're really showing us, like, yo, look, like, you know, target these certain people, man. And it really is wicked. It kind of makes you want to just repatriate to like Africa, you feel me? It make you want to just pick up and go on your way, you know, go buy a fucking a piece of land somewhere and say, listen, I just gonna farm and just live humble, you know, and just live off the radar. Once again, be of the world but not be in the world, you feel me? So Babylon has so many just different sides to it, you know, and it's just sheer wickedness. It's sheer Sodom and Gomorrah, sheer devilism, you know. I think this man's supposed to come talk to me or something. But anyway, like, that's what I feel like Babylon is, you know? And it's extremely difficult to come out of that, you know, like that mental state of just slavery, you know? Ask how many people just want to, you know, be entrepreneurs. Not many of them. Me, I is a truck driver, so it's like, you know, sometimes I still have to face, you know, Babylon and say, all right, you know, because if they give me a load over here and then, you know, I done out that, and then it's like, all right, look, we have a next load for you, you know. If you don't do that load, it's like they could fire you, or, you know, at Trans Am they would give you, like, you know, a service failure and whatnot. But there's so many just things that's oppressive that I just see what's going on wrong with the world, you know. And I'm not perfect, trust me, I made my share of just mistakes, but I say that to say I truly believe that one day Babylon is gonna fall. And no matter where you are in this world, man, just, yo, restrain from doing things that you feel are just morally wrong. You know, look at your family history and say, all right, good, you know, this is what the experiences that my parents had, or my grandparents, or, you know, or some people might be fortunate enough to have their grandparents and their great grandparents in their life. But just try to uplift yourself no matter what it is that you're gonna do. And, you know, for me, man, Rastafari to me makes sense in the sense where, like, yo, everything that they say, from no matter what it is what is happening now. And I'm not Christian, but I just read the Bible for my own understanding. You know, I don't go to church every Sunday and say, you know, I'm giving all the preacher all my fucking money. Nah, you mad? Nah, can't be a thing like that. But still, I see, like, just the wickedness that this country is just doing. And don't get me wrong, America is a great country, man. America is a great country, but America is also a wicked and an evil country, because how we get their greatness is like, it was on the backs of just enough slaves and just sheer violence and shit. Yo, man. So that is my understanding of Babylon, of just the government, of just the system, and how it's used to, you know, against to oppress poor people. And why I feel like Rastafari for me makes sense, you know. And I still not perfect, man, you know. I just, you know, just eat fish every once in a while. And if you're a real Rasta just deal with strictly ital foods, which is just nature. You feel me? And also when you read the book of the of Revelations, it talks about Emperor Haile Selassie I, chapter 5, verse 5. It says, I'm gonna mess up the verse here. Revelation chapter 5, verse 5. Oh, I forget the verse word for word, but it definitely said that he shall come through the lines of or through the bloodline of King David, and I believe it was Solomon. And another revelation was I believe it's chapter 19 verse 16 or 17. It was like the man on the white horse, which was like the opening or the title of the actual paragraph, and it was saying how he shall be named the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Only in Rastafari they say things like that, you know. Watch out for the food that you eat. Bear Sodom and Gomorrah. Homosexuality is being legalized. Soon they can stop out, you know, money and give you, like, you know, all the Bitcoin and, you know, the cryptocurrency, which is just, you know, it's not like paper money anymore. All that shit is coming, man. So just, all that shit is here. But just, you know, just tread softly and just, you know, keep yourself in, you know, just in our prayers, and just, you know, just try to uplift your strength, you know, your spiritual strength. Not just, you know, just go at the fucking gym and you want to lift, I got 500 pounds. Yo, man, you have to build up your spiritual strength, you know. But that is my intake on Babylon. I've been talking right now for about going on 15 minutes. But the way of the world that I see is like, you know, once again, I really want to be of the world, but not in the world. I really want to repatriate to Africa. If I could take trucking, I don't want to say